Hey y'all, this is my review for the Real Housewives of New Jersey, episode 10. It is a very gloomy day in New York, so I apologize for the lighting. Anywho, let's get into this episode. So we start off with the montage of what all the ladies are doing. We see Jackie being boring, Theresa being very childish in this relationship. She's FaceTiming Louis saying, I can't wait to live with you. I love you. Okay, next. So now we're with Marge, and she's talking to her mom right now, and she's planning her 75th birthday with her. I think my dad turns 76 this year. It just reminded me of that. So she's having a Hungarian theme because that's where Marge's mom is from. Well, okay, we get a little history lesson at the beginning of this episode. So Marge Sr. is an immigrant from Hungary. They have a whole bunch of clips right now from the early 1950s right now. Typical rags to riches story. This is nice, this is cute. So they're going over the invite list, and pretty much like everyone's invited except Theresa. Marge is also hoping that Jennifer brings her husband, even though he said he's not going to be around these guys anymore. Wow, Margaret and Jennifer are getting along still. Okay. Next scene, we're at Theresa's residence where she's still packing and getting ready to move. She's with Gia, of course, and one of her daughters calls, and clearly Theresa forgot that she had to pick her up from school, so then she rushes Gia out the door to go pick her up. Just a funny reaction. So Dolores is coming over to pick up some things that Theresa isn't bringing with her to the new house. So Dolores comes over and they're chatting about everything. She's updating about her mom. It looks like the ladies are going to plan a little vacation because she just said she needs to have a little getaway. She can't remember the last time she had a vacation. So of course the ladies come up in this conversation, and Theresa says she's still pissed at Marge and Tracy for not wearing her athletic line. I'm just like, girl, like the way you treated them while they were all in the woods, that's the reason they didn't wear your damn clothing, not because they just didn't want to. She is so delusional. And then you have Dolores who gently reminds her, like, I'm surprised they were even on the message to begin with because you weren't getting along with them. She was like, oh, I was just trying to make sure no one felt excluded. Okay, girl. And this is where she brings up that she wasn't invited to Marge's mom's birthday, which she should not be surprised by that. Oh boy, so next scene we're at the Gorga's house, and Tracy and her husband Tiki are coming over. We're introduced to Tracy's daughter for the first time. Looks like she's about 4 or 5 years old. Looks just like Tiki. Like, that is a black child. She looks nothing like her mom. Like, if I saw Tracy out with her daughter, I would think, oh, that must be the nanny. This is gonna be like a boring scene. I can already feel it. Because they ain't got no storyline between them. I'm just waiting for them to bring up Theresa. Also, another observation, Tiki and Candy, they still have that clenched smile. Like, anytime they talk with a smile. Yep, and here we go. They're talking about Theresa and her behavior at the baseball game. This has to be really awkward for Joe. Like, they're always talking about his sister in front of him. So now it's just the two of the ladies talking to each other, and they're basically just talking about their kids right now. I might have to fast forward. Wow, young Melissa looks exactly like her daughter. These producers, I swear, they keep trying to make Melissa happen, like fetch. I think Melissa, like when she's not beefing with Theresa, like she's kind of useless. Like, even when she was beefing with Jennifer, like Jennifer ate her alive. So it's not even fun to have them beef anymore. Like, Jersey is way overdue for a cast shakeup. So next scene, we're with Jackie as she's taking her kids out to get ice cream. Now, if y'all remember from the last episode, she was talking to her therapist saying she hasn't had ice cream in, I think, almost 20 years. And her homework was to eat ice cream. So she gets, I think, 2 scoops of ice cream in this little cup. Like, you can feel the anxiety through the TV of her taking that first bite. So good for her. She ate like a couple bites and then she started giving it to the kids, but baby steps, I get it. Next scene, we're with Melissa again, and she's taking her daughter to go work out with her. This is giving fast forward, but I'm gonna give this scene a chance. Yeah, the purpose of this, I'm guessing, is to get her daughter to start cheering again. Yep, I tried, y'all. Don't really care. Fast forward. Ooh, child, next scene we are back with Jackie and she's going to visit her therapist. We are 25 minutes in, y'all, and not that much has happened. Can we see what Theresa doing or something? Or get the ladies together, talk about some mess? Yeah, I don't tune in for Housewives for this, but let's see how Jackie's doing in therapy. So during Jackie's session, she's telling her therapist about how she finally tried ice cream and it was successful, even though she said she had less than half of it, and we saw that. But then she said that entire day she was thinking about how she had that ice cream and she felt guilty about it, and she tried so hard not to compensate for having that ice cream. I feel like she did. I feel like she didn't eat nothing else for the rest of the day for having that ice cream. Now the therapist said, well, let's move on to other things without you having to count the calories. Child, when that therapist said pizza, you can see how Jackie just freezed up. I think she needs something a little bit more intense than therapy, like the other options that they gave her. You actually need to go to a center for this instead of just talking to somebody once a week. I think she needs a little bit more intense therapy if she really wants to get better. But when that therapist said try some pizza the next time, she looked like she was about to implode. This scene with Jackie's so tough to watch because it looks like she's trying to suggest her own methods instead of taking the therapist's suggestion. She's like, oh, well, how about I do this? Yeah, I definitely think she should be seeing this therapist at least 3 times a week and not just 1. All right, so next scene they cut to the chase, and it is the day of Marge Sr.'s birthday party where everyone is invited except for Theresa. We get a little montage of all the ladies getting ready for the party. Just every time I see Melissa, I'm just like, fast forward. It also looks like all of the husbands are going too. It looks like that's where the drama is going to be in this episode. So we're at Jennifer's residence now, and she's getting ready for Margaret's party that she was actually invited to. And she's talking to Bill, and Bill says he does not mind to go with her because she moved on, and he said he's going to try to move on too. And speaking of Bill's issues with the other husbands, Evan says that he texts Bill an apology, and it says, hey man, I'm sorry. And then Bill did an emoji. This is just so simplified. Yep, I knew it. So now it's all eyes on Joe Gorga now, whether he's cool with Bill, because we need somebody to bring the drama. Who the fuck cares what Joe Gorga thinks? If he's mad at you, oh well. Next scene, we're back with Theresa and her daughters again, and they're just in the house reminiscing because they leave the house in a week. They were in this house since 2008, so I want to say since season 2 or 3. While they are doing a whole clip show of old episodes in this house. And you can tell because this is Theresa with her first face. I will say when Theresa's just around her daughters, that's when she seems like a redeemable person. I'm sure producers wanted to get this Theresa moment out the way because the rest of the episode is going to be dedicated to Marge's mom's party where Theresa is nowhere in sight. And I don't mind. So now we're back at the party and Marge Sr. looks amazing, and then Marge Jr., good work. That face is pulled and snatched. I'm always amazed when I see Marge's good work. She literally took 15 years off her face. So all the ladies arrive, we see the Gorgas walking up to the venue, and we get a little fun fact that this venue was the exact same place where that christening brawl happened. I think it was season 3. I honestly feel like the only drama left in this episode is when Joe Gorga confronts Jennifer's husband. The food looks surprisingly good. And y'all see what I have to work with now because this episode is pretty boring, I gotta say. We see Tracy and Tiki arrive, and every time I see Tiki, I'm just reminded how many black people are at this party that aren't serving them. And I'm like, just one. And it's Tiki. We see the husbands gathering and talking. The cameras are on them, not the other ladies. And they're discussing, is Bill coming? And yeah, so they're all anticipating for Joe to confront him at this party. The production in this episode right now, you have the cameras just catching everyone's looks as Jennifer and Bill walk in the party. They are playing this up too much. And this is the husbands. It's not even about y'all. Oh, I spotted one more black person. So there's 2 black people at this party. So we see them in at the bar, and then we see Joe confront Bill, and then they're talking. And for some reason, Joe Gorga feels like he is owed an apology, but I would think Bill is the one that's owed an apology because the way they were talking about his wife at the last get together, that was kind of foul. Like, Evan apologized. Now it's time for Joe to do the same thing. But Joe feels like he's owed an apology because Jennifer kicked him and his wife out their house. Now, before that, wasn't your wife charging at Jennifer? So yeah, like, everybody left after that. So y'all weren't really kicked out. So as Bill and Joe are having their talk, you see the other ladies just on the other side, just staring and commentating just to see what's gonna happen. Ooh, this scene is super edited. And then Joe's trying to be a housewife so bad. Oh, you hurt me, man. Are you serious? Yeah, this is really awkward. It looks like they're just gonna squash their beef and maybe talk about it another time and not really like get really into it at this party. But I mean, it looks like they're good for now. But the production, like, it's just really heavily edited. It's a really weird scene right now. So after corny homoerotic jokes between the guys, it looks like they're good again. The wives are like breathing sighs of relief. We have 10 more minutes left? All that's left now is for somebody to bring up Theresa. So Dolores is talking to the ladies and Frank is talking to the men, and they're saying that they want to do something because it's still summer as they were filming. So they had the bright idea to go to Nashville. Of all places, like, go to New Orleans. Or maybe that's just too black, I don't know. But they decide on Nashville. And of course, here we go, talking about Theresa. Is Theresa gonna come? Is Theresa and Louis invited? Now, Melissa, why did you ask Margaret, did she invite Theresa? Of course she didn't. So as all the ladies are talking shit about Theresa, I think Dolores wants to remove herself because then, like, Margaret was starting to go in. And Dolores is like, I'm not defending her behavior, I'm just giving explanations. Sorry, Dolores, you're kind of being an enabler right now. I gotta tell it to you straight. I love you, but I get it. Theresa is her friend for, like, I want to say decades. So she just feels like she has to defend her. So the party is still going on. Of course, the camera's following Jackie to see if she starts to eat or not. She says she's going to pack her plate just so nobody will be questioning her. And of course, she's not going to eat all of it either. And she's just admiring everyone at the table, how they can just eat without worrying about gaining weight. Yeah, girl. Make sure you're seeing that therapist. Like, I hope she's still seeing that therapist today. Because, damn. Like, that's a whole mindset. Like, how do you break that without some, like, real intense therapy? All right, so the party is going on. They wish Marcine a happy birthday. Everyone's smiling. Everyone's dancing. Blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, that's where the episode ends, y'all. Let's look at these previews because this episode gave me half of nothing. Okay, so the preview was better than this entire episode. So it looks like Theresa moves out of her mansion and then they go straight to Nashville for the vacation. And at the end, that is when you get Theresa versus Margaret. And Theresa's just like shoving shit across the table at Margaret. Oh man, like Theresa needs her ass whooped for that. I hope Margaret gives it to her, but I'm pretty sure she's not, because I don't give fighter from Margaret. She fights with her words, definitely. But anyway, y'all, as far as the episode itself, that was filler. Not much to really talk about. I hope next week is better and makes up for it. And also, Bravo just released the looks from the Jersey reunion. I got a lot to say about that. I'll probably do a separate video this weekend just dedicated to that. Otherwise, let me know in the comments what you thought about this boring-ass episode. And make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.